There are some things that you just never forget in life. And the one moment in life that I will never forget is the night that I prayed and invited Christ into my life as a university student. That night, everything changed. I'll never forget that very night. I knew that God wanted me in ministry, doing what I'm doing today, sharing the gospel around the world. I just knew that was His plan for my life. And so I went to the young man who was speaking and I told him what was on my heart. And of course, I didn't have the terminology. I didn't know how to explain it to him. But I just told him that I just felt like God wanted to use my life. And I'll never forget what he said. He said, "Sammy, do you realize what it took for Jesus to forgive you, to change you?" I said, "No, what are you talking about?" He said, "Jesus was, is, and always will be God, but He stepped out of His eternity into human history, and He came here and clothed Himself with humanity. He lived a sinless, perfect, holy life, and He died on a cross for you. He gave everything for you." And he said, "Sammy, remember who this is. This is the King of Glory. This is God in human flesh. He gave everything for you because He loved you. And you ought to be willing to give everything to Him." And I made a decision that night. I went home and I prayed and I said, "God, I give you my life. I give you everything I have." And do you know what? God has done so many extraordinary things. People ask me, they say, "Sammy, why is it that you see these answers to prayer?" I believe, and I'm nothing special, but I do believe this, that when your heart is set on doing the will of God, that God will do great and mighty things. That doesn't mean you're perfect, doesn't mean you don't fail, but when your heart, He looks at our hearts. You see, He doesn't look at where we're at right now. He's looking at our hearts. Man looks on the outward appearance, but God looks at our hearts. And when He finds a heart that just says, "God, I want to follow you. I want to do what you want me to do," then God will do extraordinary things. He says, commit your plans unto Him, and He will take care of the works. So why don't you go before Him and just say, "Lord, here's my life," and make that your prayer. Say, "Lord, here's my life. I give it to you. Help me to be that person you want me to be," and watch God do extraordinary things.